Hello everybody and welcome to Great Leveler Gaming. I am the Great Leveler and today is the first episode in a brand new series where we look at and celebrate brilliant moments of cinema in gaming. Because for me, and I'm sure a lot of you watching, that's what gaming has become now. No longer do we just simply run across the map killing all the enemies. Well, yes, there are games that are like that still. We still have plenty of mindless shooting games and puzzle games and sports games, etc. And that's absolutely fine. Gaming is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be an enjoyable experience. But a lot of developers are realizing that a lot of players are enjoying these rich story-driven narratives with interesting characters. And so they treat games now like any modern day film or TV series. We have proper directors, screenwriters and actors that give us characters who are full of personality and motivated, and they give us reasons to care for them. And thanks to advancements in technology, not only do games look like Hollywood blockbusters, but because of the advancements in motion capture and facial capture technology, actors are able to accurately convey emotion and subtext in a digital world. This has led to some absolutely amazing moments of just pure cinematic goodness in gaming. And that's what we're going to be looking at in this series. Because games are sometimes 8+ hours, and these moments might only last for a few minutes. And then you're moving on to the action and the slaying and stuff, and you don't have the time to really appreciate what you've just witnessed. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at what made these moments brilliant. And you don't have to just take my word for it. I'm sure many of you can name many examples. The Last of Us, Detroit Become Human, and the game that we're going to be discussing here today are all just perfect examples of what I'm talking about cinematics in gaming. It's not just a cinematic cutscene, I mean cinema, I mean human emotion, or simply the way that everything's shot and put together is just what you would see in any modern day film. And today we're going to be talking about the latest Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. Now we are going to be discussing spoilers from towards the end of this game, so if you've played this game or you haven't finished it yet, I do recommend that you probably go do that before watching the rest of the video, because we are going to be spoiling things. Yes, we're talking about that scene. We're talking about the entrance of Darth Vader. Oh my god, what a scene. Now this scene for me perfectly sums up what I'm talking about. You could have took this moment in the game and put it on any of the Star Wars films that have come out recently and it would have felt right at home. Now before we discuss the scene though and start breaking it down as to why I think it's so brilliant, let me just set the scene a little bit without recapping the whole game. We play as Cal, a Jedi Padawan during the Clone Wars, who's been hiding out until the events of the game thrust him into the limelight once more.
We're recruited by Sia, a former Jedi who's cut her ties to the Force.
She tasks us with locating a holocron, which contains a list of all known Force-sensitive children in the galaxy. Pursuing us throughout the game is the Inquisitors of the Empire, led by the mysterious and fearsome second sister. Events unfold, revelations are made, and we find out that the second sister is indeed Trilla, who was Sia's former Padawan, who Sia betrayed to the Empire. As the game progresses, we finally get our hands on the holocron. But unfortunately Trilla is there waiting for us and she snatches it away from us at the last minute. So now Sia, reconnecting with the Force, she travels with Cal to the Inquisitor's fortress to face down with Trilla. Eventually, after fighting through waves and waves of guards, we make it to Trilla. We defeat her, we disarm her, and Sia appears. Sia begins to talk and reason with Trilla, and it almost feels like we get through to her, when all of a sudden, above us, we hear a loud thud and a very recognizable yes, Vader makes his appearance. The music swells, which I have to cut out because of copyright claims. Sorry guys, it makes the scene, but I have to cut it out. Anyway, so Vader has made his appearance. He drops down, he cuts down Trilla, he tosses Sia away like she's nothing, and then he begins to rip up the environment, toss Cal around like leaves in a hurricane. Everything about this scene epic. From the shock of Vader's arrival to his display of power, which shows why we love him and why he's such an icon. However, it isn't Vader that I want to talk about. Although he should be. He's worthy of being classed as a brilliant moment of cinema and gaming. But it's not him that we're here to discuss. what I actually want to talk about is Trilla's reaction to Vader. And it's so easy to miss, especially on your first playthrough. I know I missed it.
Uh-oh. That sounds somewhat familiar.
Even on my second viewing, it's easy just to look at Trilla as being, oh, she's scared of Vader. Of course she's scared of Vader. Everyone's scared of Vader. That's the whole point of Vader. However, the more I watched this scene, and I watched it a few times, again, it was epic. And the more I watched it, the more I came to understand that we weren't just seeing fear in Trilla. We were seeing signs of PTSD. Now, before I go into all this, I'm not an expert on PTSD. That's not what this is about. It's just what I'm seeing in this performance. That's how I perceive what I've seen. And I'm wondering if you guys agree with me. So let's delve into this a little bit deeper. Just claiming Trilla is suffering from PTSD isn't any stretch of the imagination or a huge leap in logic. However, what makes it so significant and heartbreaking is what happened moments before. Just seconds before Vader appears, Sia reaches out to Trilla and tells her she has a choice. She doesn't need to be a slave to the dark side.
I know the darkness that is eating you up inside, and every day we choose to either feed it or fight it.
It's too late, sir.
No, it's not.
Where Darth Vader's strength comes from his anger. I mean, everything about him fuels his anger. His hatred makes him angry. Pain makes him angry. And all this anger just radiates from him and inspires fear in others. Trilla, on the other hand, is powered by her hatred. She hates Sia for abandoning her. She hates her for betraying her. She hates everything that was done to her. And that is how the dark side flows through her. It flows through her hate. I think it's fair to say that Trilla has had many encounters with Vader before this point. We know from Sia that he personally tortures people.
Cal, when I was captured by the Empire, I resisted. I swore to myself that I would die before I would talk. But then this dark shadow came. And he was worse than any nightmare I could have imagined. And I still fought. But in the end, I came apart.
So it's fair to assume that Trilla was tortured by Vader himself. And I don't imagine that every time Trilla meets Vader, she's going to react like this. I think, well, I would guess that Trilla would actually grow stronger with each encounter, where every time she sees him, there's a reminder and that hatred will flow through her and grow each time. The difference with this appearance of Vader is that moments before, with Sia apologizing and reaching out to Trilla, that Trilla lets go of her hate.
I've carried so much hate for you.
Without this veil of hate to protect her, Vader's presence exposes her completely. What I see in her eyes is her reliving all the weeks, months of torture. And as she begins to relive these past experiences, I believe that she also begins to see what she's done to others, again with this new outlook, without this hate clouding everything. It's almost like an addict who's come off a drug and she realizes all the things that she's been doing while she was high on her drug being hate. She manages to convey all this just through her eyes, just through her expressions. No words are needed. And I apologize if I butcher the name, Elizabeth Grulon. I'm so bad with names, honestly, I do apologize, but fantastic actress throughout this whole game. She was one of the highlights and she just did this bit perfectly. And in the last moment, she takes hold of herself and accepts her fate. About the only thing that I don't like about this scene is that Trilla's last word is avenge us.
Avenge us!
I mean, it's great. Us? Yes, she considers herself a Jedi again. She's one of us. She's with Cal, she's with Sia again. Avenge us. But revenge and avenging's not really the Jedi way. Return of the Jedi was originally called Revenge of the Jedi until George Lucas like, Jedi don't seek revenge. So that kind of sits a little uneasy with me. But at the same time, she's been a Jedi again for about 2 seconds. So, you know, I'll cut her some slack. But the performance itself was absolutely brilliant. She could have done a really simple, oh no, it's Darth Vader! but she doesn't. No, she conveyed so much. It, like I said, a blank stare, anything, but the way her eyes, it was the eyes, and again, the motion capture, her whole performance was just so wonderful. And I personally really appreciated it. So guys, do you agree with me? Am I overanalyzing or am I spot on? Was it actually a bit of a hammy performance? I personally don't think so. I mean, that performance inspired this whole series that I'm going to do, and I have got a few more episodes like this lined up. And if you've got some other moments that you think were brilliant bits of cinema that you don't think get the recognition they deserve, then let me know down below in the comments. The only thing I would request is that before you tell me the moment, that you put the game title first. That way, if it's a game I've not played, I can avoid spoilers, and so do other people who are commenting. And I'm currently a small YouTuber, so I've only got access to the PlayStation. So I would love to talk about other games, PC games, Xbox games, etc. But I currently don't have access to them, so I won't be able to get you any footage, so it wouldn't be a very interesting video. It would just be you looking at this handsome mug, and I know nobody wants to see that. But honestly guys, do let me know down below in the comments of any moments that you think I should be reacting to and analysing, and just like I said, celebrating. That's what it's about, celebrating. Gaming is phenomenal, and I hate when people slag it off as a child thing. It's not. It's emotional, it's awesome, and we need more people to recognise that. And that's what we're doing here. So let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you all on the next video coming soon. Bye. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, remember to hit that like button down below, as well as leaving a comment. It lets me know that you're enjoying the content. And of course, there's plenty more videos on the channel such as these right here to check out now. And of course, you can subscribe, and that way you keep up to date with the latest videos. With that being said, it's farewell from me. I'll see you on the next video.